Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga, etc. And this is my Fire Force catch up uh, chapter reviews for 133 all the way through to 135, I do believe it is. And how I usually do these when I do my catch ups is that I read the chapter and speak about them each individually. One video still, but I'll speak about them each individually, and that's how it rolls. So 133, we see Shimagami, adult kid as I call him, versus Natsu. I do you believe his name is, but that's the majority of the chapter. We find out a little about this kid, adult kid. We find out that he's got Ash disease in one arm. I can't remember if it was the right or the left, but he is fairly strong. It's been said that he could join any division that he wanted to, any squad that he wanted to. His combat ability was compared to Benimaru, and yeah, that was it. But he likes to stay here, working with Hajima, bullying the weak. That's essentially what he's doing. We see him bullying Natsu within the fight as well, and we just get a look in to see how Natsu's doing as well, because during the chapter we find out that he can still see. I think his name was Rekka. Think his name was Rekka. We can still see that the scientist there said that this is PSTD. I think that's the four letters PSTD of the situation through the bug. So now he sees this Rekka all the time. But during this fight that they had, Natsu lost, and that was that. They're trying to awaken the Adora Burst within him, and as far as they're concerned, the only way for them to do that is through combat and fighting. And the reason why they think this is because this is how Shinra essentially unlocked it. So that happens. The fight is done. You know, they part in separate ways, and adult kid asks if Shinra is coming. He asks if Shinra's coming, and he realizes that Shinra's coming. He's like, oh yeah, let me play with Shinra next. Let me play with Shinra next. So then we flip over to the end of the chapter where we see Shinra and Victor on their way to Hajima. And we also learn that during this time that Shinra remembers Adult Kid. And he's like, yeah, this brother was evil back in the day, and he was here getting treated for Ash disease. So I don't know, because it's kind of hard to tell if Shinra is afraid of this guy. He might not be. He might have been when he was little, but get me, now that he's older, he might not. He might be okay with him now. But we do know for a fact that Shinra did know him previously. So that's it for this chapter. It was a quick and easy chapter with not much going on, set up for stuff to come later on. Obviously, I'll give it a 3-star rating. So with chapter 135, we see Shinra, we see Victor. They have both arrived at Hajima, and they have come to see the kiddies. So after security takes them through the facility to inside to see the kiddies. Before that, Victor jokes about dying, and he mentions how in the Force this is that he can't die for joke or joke is part of the reason why he can't die. So it's still like something to learn about their relationship, and I'm forgetting something previously. But despite joking about death, he says, no, I can't die for Joker's sake, or something along them lines. So they go inside now, and Shinra wants to see the kiddies and see if the kids are okay, because obviously of all the stuff that he's heard. And the scientist is like, no, we treat the kids good, like they're fine, like here they are. You can see that they're fine, and the kids that they do show are happy playing whatever. But we know what's going on behind closed doors, especially with Nakatu. I think his name's not Natsu, it's Nakatu or something like that. But anyway, Shinra asks if you could see him, and he says, no, he's not here. He's at a different facility. So some lying is going down. Some lying is definitely going down, and Shinra knows that they are lying because he has an Adora link with Natsu Nakatu, whatever his name is, and so he therefore knows that he's there. So now that Shinra knows that he's there, he's kind of willing to do anything, just to delay his trip here, so you can possibly try and find this person to save them. So the chapter goes on towards a fight between Shinra and Adult Kid, as I call him, and I think his name is Kurono, something like that. And during the chapter, we are told that he's the craziest person. You know how how Benimaru is considered strongest, he's considered the craziest. This chapter does tell us that. So they get into a fight, and the chapter ends off with Adult Kid using his black arm. And it's mentioned by Shinra that despite the ash disease, despite using his black arm, he's producing a bit more power than he should be. And the chapter ends off with Adult Kid landing, I should say, not learning, landing an attack on Shinra. So I'm guessing next chapter there'll be more of a fight. Boy, and I'm saying if this Adult Kid guy is as strong as they're saying, get me, he's been compared to Benimaru, saying on his levels of strength, then Shinra should really and truly get the floor wiped with him. I mean, Adult Kid should win. So next chapter should be him getting curb stomped. I'm just saying. But yeah, this chapter again, not much going on. We're moving along in the story somewhat quickly. Average 3-star rating. So chapter 135 leaves things in an interesting place. So if we go from the very beginning, rightly so, I was right to think that Adult Kid would curb stomp Shinra. You could argue that's not really a curb stomp, because even though Adult Kid has the upper hand, Shinra is doing fairly well. He hasn't landed no hits or anything, but despite getting hit a few times, multiple times, he's actually still standing. So, saying curb stop is fairly shaky, but you can definitely agree with me that Adult Kid is the better of the two so far. I'm going to argue as well that Adult Kid has not gone all out yet, and the reason why I will say this is because up until during the test, up until the scientist said, "All right, we can take a break now," and then he was just there chilling. But once they said, "Yeah, let's take a break," he's like, "Nah, we're not done yet," and he locks on. He hides him and Shinra. So I'm guessing that they can't get no data now. I don't think the room is locked in any way, shape, or form. But I'm guessing right now they can't get no data, and this is his way. He's like, "No, I'm not done yet." And then now he's going to start to get more serious. So then maybe we can get the battering. We can have that kind of fight where Shinra is just unable to keep up. Because on all honesty, there is nothing except the Adora Burst and the Divine Blessing from the Preacher that could turn this around for Shinra. Because as we saw within this episode, Adult Kid can casually keep up with rapid and counterattack using his ability. So from seeing that as well, that just makes me think that Shinra in his rawest, without no outside interference, because I consider divine protection outside interference, there is no way that he's losing this fight. So besides that, we do have the bit of the chapter where we leave off with Nataku. I do believe that's his name. He has now awakened the Odora Burst. So what's going to happen now? I have no idea. But because of what Adult Kid did, the whole Black Smoke thing, essentially keeping Shinra to himself, Victor has alerted OB. So we might have OB and company hop in there to make things a little bit more interesting. So I do believe that this chapter is worthy of a 4-star rating, and I will call it a review. Like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.